news at 9. First, the highlight. Governor Sanwo-Olu presides over State Executive Council meeting. Chief of Defense Staff declares hoisting of foreign flag in Nigeria as treasonable offense. And on the foreign scene, United States of America's stock tumble as fear rises over slower growth. And in sport, Nigeria's favor Opili races to Paris 2024 200 meters final. Now the news in details. I am Dayo. Anthony. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu today presided over the State Executive Council meeting at the Lagos House at Alausa with the Deputy Governor and other EXCO members in attendance. Also, work activities were in top gear at the secretariats where workers trooped out in large numbers to go about their daily activities. While briefing newsmen at the Lagos House, Alausa, Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Motosho, commended Lagos residents for being peaceful in the course of the protest and urged everyone to go about their daily activities without any fear or intimidation.
All is well in Lagos, shall continue to be well. All the services we are rendering in the single service, we will continue to render without any problem. All Lagosians to continue to open their businesses, go about their businesses without any form of fear, of any harassment or of any intimidation by everybody. Lagosians have chosen to be peaceful, they have chosen to shun anarchy, they have chosen to embrace good governance.
Amatisha noted that through the telephone numbers rolled out by the state government for further engagement, over 1,000 phone calls have been received in the last 24 hours. A development in noted shows Lagosians are ready to embrace dialogue with the government. The lines are 0802 522 4347, 0801 965 7588. and 0707-717-8295. The Commissioner for Information and Strategy reiterated the commitment of the Governor Sanwo-Olu administration to improving the overall well-being of residents in line with the Steam Plus developmental agenda. The Lagos State government, through the Lagos State Building Control Agency, LABCA, says if you start closing down buildings under construction in the state that are not supervised by relevant professionals in the built environment. The managing director of Lagos State Building Control Agency, LABCA, Bolawo Oki, made it known while setting up an ad hoc task force to enforce the directive in his office in Ikeja. Oki said the state has observed with dismay the non-involvement of relevant professionals in the built environment in building constructions in the state and has directed that property owners and developers all over the state must ensure that all relevant professionals in the built environment, such as structural and civil, mechanical, electrical engineers, builders and architects are fully engaged in the building project. The general manager stated that LABCA will be visiting building sites and any sites that flout this directive to engage building professionals who specializes in the design, construction, maintenance and management in their construction project, stressing that such sites will be sealed and possibly removed. Oki stressed the need for Lagosians to comply with the building codes and regulations to curb the menace of building collapse in the state and avoid unnecessary loss of lives. To prepare tomorrow's leaders for effective and efficient performance, the Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development has organized a capacity building workshop for the 5th Legislative Assembly of the Lagos State Youth Parliament. In a welcome address at the program, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Toyin Okeosoyintolu, said the workshop marks the beginning of a journey towards empowering the next generation of youth parliamentarians and leaders who will shape the future of the state and country. Okeosoyintolu said the Lagos State Youth Parliament was established as a learning structure to create a robust representation of young people, allowing them to lend their voices and express their opinions on issues through the legislative platform. She urged the young parliamentarians to embrace the opportunities presented by the workshop to acquire knowledge and skills as valuable tools that would help them navigate the complexities of governance, advocacy, and leadership in engaging with the experienced professionals and thought leaders. The capacity building workshop brought together 40 members representing the 20 local government areas of Lagos State who were inaugurated in February 2024 with a tenure of 2 years. And now to the rest of the news. The Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, has described as treasonable offense the hoisting of Russian flag in the cities of Nigeria. Musa stated this while briefing State House correspondents at the end of a security meeting with President Bola Tinubu. The city has also ruled out any possible coup to remove the democratically elected government, saying that the military would not allow such attempt to succeed. It's a record that some protesters in Kano, Kaduna, Zamfara, and Plateau State have hoisted the Russian flags in the aforementioned state, and the Chief of Defense Staff said those behind such previous offense will face the wrath of the law. Meanwhile, the Department of State Services, DSS, says it has arrested some tailors suspected to be mass-producing the Russian flag in Kano State. The DSS in a statement said some of the sponsors have also been apprehended. The move in the wake of some #End Bad Governance protesters carrying Russian flag in several northern states. It is unclear why the demonstrations are holding onto the flags. Earlier, police authorities had arrested some persons suspected to be mass-producing the flags in Nasarawa State. The demonstrators were spotted flying the flag while chanting songs in Hausa and running through the streets in protest. This latest round of protests came after President Bola Tinubu addressed the nation, urging demonstrators to retreat. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NELFund, has announced a successful disbursement of 20,000 naira monthly stipends for July to 20,371 students from 6 tertiary institutions. In a statement released by the fund in Abuja, listed the institutions as Bayero University, Kano, Federal University, Dustin Ma, University of Ilorin, University of Benin, University of Ibadan, and the University of Maiduguri. The statement, which was signed by NELFund Director of Finance, Ibom Uche, said the fund is working towards the commencement of payment process for students from approximately 55 additional tertiary institutions. The statement further noted that President Bola Tinubu has committed the sum of 50 billion naira to the student loan course. The implementation of the student loan scheme is President Bola Tinubu's flagship project in the education sector. The fund is to be funded from multiple streams and would engage in other productive activities. And now to foreign news. United States stock market stumbled today following falls in Europe and Asia as fears rose that the American economy is heading for a slowdown. It comes after a weak job data in the U.S., which sparked concern about the world's largest economy. In the same vein, the U.S. Federal Reserve held off quarterly interest rates last week, something that typically boosts growth in the contrast to other central banks, such as the Bank of England. And now to sports. Nigeria's Favour Ofili has qualified for the final of the 200 meters women event of the ongoing Paris Olympic Games. Ofili finished second in 22.05 seconds behind 100 meters champion St. Lucia Julian Alfred, who finished in 21.98 seconds. Ofili was left out of the 100 meters event following an administrative error. And now, just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections, and pedestrian crossing. You can follow us and like all of our social media platforms. X, Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 961 FM. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. You can also subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website at www.trafficradio961.ng. Now, did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration initiated 500 hectares rice farm technology intervention program? You can get more details on Lagos State Government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu today presided over the State Executive Council meeting at the Lagos House at Alausa, with the Deputy Governor and other EXCO members in attendance. The Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, has described as treasonable offense the hoisting of Russia flag in the cities of Nigeria. We also told you United States stock market tumbled today following falls in Europe and Asia as fears rose that the American economy is heading for a slowdown. And finally, in sports, Nigeria's favor Philias qualified for the final of 200 meters women event of the ongoing Paris Olympic Games. You can talk with the newsroom. Please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. The incident broadcast compiled by Adesua Etoyoka. I am Dayo Anthony. Many thanks for listening and do have an amazing night.